Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me again. I first wanted to say thank you for all the love and support on the channel and the comments and the direct messages and all of that. It's been really lovely, and I'm excited to get this video out for you. So I wanted to talk about one of my tried and true. I say tried and true even though we've only been together for the past maybe slightly over a month now. But she immediately made a huge impact on me and my life. And I think that if I had gotten her prior, I would really love the deck. I would enjoy it. But she came at the exact time she was supposed to and has really made a huge difference. And I'm deeply grateful. So this is The Weaver's Oracle by Carolyn Hillier. And I would say that this is primarily a crone deck. There's some maiden, there's some mother energy in there certainly, but there's a lot of wisdom and this deck doesn't fuck around. Excuse my English, but it's the way it is. It's not unkind, it is not hard, but it is serious, and it is also very supportive. So it gives you the message directly, and then it holds space for you to figure out what that looks like for yourself. So I don't think it's it's full of sacred feminine. I think that any gender could use this deck. I think that there's a lot to learn from the sacred feminine and from support of oneself and support of others and to find one's own path. So I don't want to gender this and say, oh, it's just for women. I think it's for any gender that is looking for some wisdom from crone energy. That said, the artwork in this is exceptional, and I was thinking about doing a review of the deck, but I'm just going to fangirl the whole time. So I'd rather just have a discussion with you folks about what this deck is, what she looks like, her feeling, her energy, and hopefully we'll have a discussion in the comments. So I showed you that. With the cards comes this travel guide, and every card has 2 pages of information about the deck. So there's the name of the card and then what the card means, and then in the beginning there's her yarn, which is kind of the story of it, and then it goes on to her braid, and that kind of talks about the meat of the card, the deeper meaning, the archetypes, so to speak, the symbolism and animism in a lot of cards, and then her cloth is kind of what it all means and how it applies to you. So this is an indie deck. It is not inexpensive. In my opinion, for me, it was well worth the investment. I will link it down below for sure. It's just, she's really special. And if you're going through your own journey, again, or if you're a crone, or if life has just kicked your ass and you're trying to find your way out of it and find your own strength, this deck could really be beneficial. As I say that, I think it's important to point out that every deck is not for every person. I have purchased countless decks that I liked the look of, or I loved the art, and then we spent some time together and we realized that, you know, it's just not a good match, and then we move on and I pass her along to someone else. This deck she belongs with me. We belong together, and I'm very excited about that, and I am still getting to know her. I do daily draws with her every day, And then I will set the card on one of my main altars in my home. So as I pass by, I will see the card and I will think about the message and the lesson. And the great thing about these cards is it has a really nice balance of internal work and support, while also the larger picture and how to kind of move forward on the path you're on, which I have found very, very helpful. So I will give you some of, I'll show you some of the visuals. Hopefully we look okay here. Isn't she beautiful? Oh, oh, these ladies, I just, oh, again, the artwork is impeccable. There's so much strength in these. And I have to admit something. When I was first using these cards, I pulled a card, and I will not say which one because I want you to all have your own experience, that I found the imagery harsh and unattractive. And then I realized that that was my own inherent bias about age. And as I read the story behind the card and I sat with the card, I was able to see and experience its beauty. And therefore, I was able to experience my own, which has been really, really powerful. And here's another one. Yeah, she is the crone of doorways, endings and beginnings, and I love this card. I've pulled it many, many, many times, and I always shuffle, I always clear, I have a whole method, so I'm not likely to pull the same card more than once, and yet sometimes it happens, and I kind of love that. Sorry for the glare, guys. Again, I'm just I'm doing my best here. So this card was one of the first cards I pulled, and I was going through some things. And I wasn't going to do this, but I am going to. I'm going to read a passage, and it hit me really hard when I read it. The ice witch moved not a muscle, although the wolf twitched and the raven flapped an oily wing. Then she spoke neatly. I simply wait for you to leave your dead meat on the snow. It still catches in my throat when I read it. And I won't tell you the whole story because I would love for you to experience it yourself. But the gist of that is, it's not about leaving dead meat on the snow, even though she and her wolf and her raven are scavengers. It's about leaving what no longer serves you on the snow. That which you thought you couldn't live without. That which you never, the stories we're attached to, and we're all attached to our stories. Who our parents were, who we were married to, what we do for work. We're very attached to our stories, and I'm going to talk more about that in future videos, but I think it's important to say, take a look at your story, because sometimes your story is creating a narrative that does not serve you in the long run or moving forward. And you get to, those things will always be part of you, but it doesn't have to be part of the constant narrative of who we are and what it means. And this card really showed that to me, and she showed up several times. And it's funny, I have considered getting, all I ask of you is to leave your dead meat on the snow tattooed on me. And I don't have words tattooed on me. I have a lot of tattoos that are very sacred to me. And I've thought about that, and it's funny because I'm both a vegetarian and I despise winter, but it's so powerful, and I've read it countless times, and it still catches in my throat when I read it because it's very important, and it's important for me to remember in my own uh, journey as a crone and as a woman and as a person that's healing currently. And I think that that's important to remember. So so we'll just show you her again. Oh, she's lovely. Harsh but lovely. Oh, solitude. Uh, I really hope that some of you, if you haven't experienced this deck before, um, decide that you want to do that, because trust me, she is absolutely worth it. She's incredible. Owl. Mm. Um, a lot of these are about thresholds. A lot of these, again, are very heavy crone energy, as you can see. Look at her. Yeah, as an Aries, I love shiny, pretty things, and there is a roughness to these that they may not be shiny, but they are glorious. Look at her. Oh. So I don't want to show you all the cards again. I'd like you to experience them yourself. I really appreciate you taking time out of your life to sit here and visit for a little bit. Excuse me, I haven't. Remember to hydrate. Excuse me. Again, thank you again. I appreciate you all so much. Please leave your comments down below with questions or comments or future video ideas that you'd like to see, and I look forward to visiting you soon again. Bye.